So there's a video, Cole will post the links there for the video of us putting this greenhouse plastic on as a family. There's Leah, she's not sure what she's doing.
Don't say everybody's name.
Here's a little bit of vegetables that we started, not too much. This is mostly for ourselves. We will have a little, maybe a little extra to sell, but we got. I'll show you some of the names here. We're going. We have these are sunflowers. We got some onions, Walla Wallas, good stuff. Soy here. We got some tomatoes back there. Little marigolds. They don't seem to be coming up. It's kind of an old seed. Red wing onions. My favorite with the brassicas. Cabbage. A little bit of iceberg lettuce. Some more iceberg lettuce. Some celery.
More tomatoes.
Got Cherokee purple, big beefs, chef choice. We're waiting. We just seeded some beets, so we're waiting for those to come up. Some more broccoli coming up. We're hopefully that stuff is so yummy. We got some okra in the back, left. Then we have some cukes, I think. Yeah. Got some more squash and zucchini. More zucchini. Pickling cucumbers. Broccoli. Little cabbage. More tomatoes. Cherokee purples. Got some kale. Some more sunflowers. Those sunflowers didn't come up yet.
Spinach.
Cucumbers. This is just some lettuce greens that will grow. We're just gonna cut and eat this right out of the tray. And we got a little bit more broccoli back there. We got, these are our peppers. Not many. Each little plant here is on a cell block of a 25. It's a really small cell block. We'll show a picture of that. Oh, 20, sorry. And we make our own soil blocks. Of course, when we get into more commercial farming, I'm going to can that. There'll be a little bit of a civil war about that.
I don't like that idea.
But time is of the essence. So we have the landscape fabric down here because we're what they call steel seed bedding. We're killing out all the weeds that might grow and the grass that's a little bit under here. And so what we're going to do is, in a little while, we're going to pull these. There'll be another tray of, another bench of plants here. We're going to add another bench when we really start going. I think we're going to upscale a little bit more this year because this whole Corona thing, it slowed work down, so we'll have a little bit more time to farm and make a little extra money. But so we got double barrel stove that we bought the kit for, and we built that. We're gonna hook that up today because it's supposed to get cold again tonight, and just to keep things above freezing. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put tomatoes in the ground here, and then they're gonna go on a trellising system. There's a cable up there, and they're gonna grow vertically on a trellis. And we'll show you some videos of that and how that goes. And then on the sides here, we'll probably put some peppers. They really like the heat. And this is going to be, we're going to do some more tunnels coming up. So one of the things we want to do is, like this bed right here is in a real bad shape. We haven't done anything. Quinn put these, I'm not sure what they are, in here. He wanted to transplant them. So we transplant them. They're doing really well. Daffodils, yeah. But I'd like to do some more border plantings. I want to do some hedgerow shrubs. And all along the fence here, it's just too open for me. And we want to create kind of a windbreak. We have, we're kind of on a main road here, so I'd like to give a little bit more privacy, a little bit more hedgerow. And I'm going to do like a dual function hedgerow. So over here where the kids play, we'll just do some hardy boxwoods or a few things like that. Try to get them to grow up to about where the fence is. And over here we've done some cut flowers. When we did market a couple years ago, we did some cut flowers. So last year I think we planted some garlic in here from what we had grew the year before and kind of abandoned it, and this was whole overgrown with weeds, probably about 2 foot high, and then it all died off in the winter, and then we just came and cleaned it out, and here is our garlic still growing. So we'll be harvesting this sometime early summer, probably midsummer maybe. So we put some onions in the ground. Sorry, I'm not watching this video too well. And this is part of the methods that we've learned, is we grow in fabric because of the weeding purposes. Now we're supposed to, here's a good example of what you're not supposed to do. This is supposed to be stale seed bedded. This is not done the way it was supposed to. The boys have to fix this. We're supposed to put down a tarp and it's going to kill everything, and after a few months we can plant in it. You can do it quicker than that if you would stay on top of it year after year. You won't have as much weeds to work with. But we're going to pull this back, kill all this down, then we'll tarp it for a little while, and then in a month or two we'll probably plant something in here, and then you'll weed. You won't, once the plant starts growing, you won't have any competition for weeds, and then there'll be basically not too much work, just harvesting and watering. So for these onions, we put 4 onions to a hole, and as they grow, we'll show you some pictures of that. They'll actually grow on the fabric, and they'll grow apart from each other, and it doesn't it won't affect the bulb at all. This is a little bit closer than we probably should. It should be like every 12 inches. I think we went every 6 or 8 inches, but it was kind of like we didn't know what to do with them for now, so we just stuck them in there. But there's actually, what, 200 in there, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
So somewhere around 200 plants that we put in here. Some of them didn't take. We bought them from a seed company we used to buy a lot of seed from years ago, and we don't use them anymore. It's okay for
Rain on us.
cheaper stuff, but we actually use Johnny's. I want to give kind of a shout out to Johnny's because they have the best seed and best company that we've used so far, and everything we plant of theirs, it just does really, really well. So this is our stale seed bedding. It's a method we learned from a few different farmers that are, you know, really doing some high intensity market gardens, and these guys are running. So we're going to run a standard bed, 30 inches wide with an 18-inch walkway, and they're permanent beds, so we don't change it year after year. We'll crop them out, you know, 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 times in a year. So we'll grow a crop in there, we'll take it out, and it could be as quick as 20 days, could be longer, could be 60 days, but most of the crops we want to go in and out multiple times during the year to get the most out of your land and most efficient. This is going to be our overwintering onions and garlic. So we want to make a permanent bed system here. We'll probably do some peas and some really cold season stuff here. We haven't put down a lot of minerals and amendments here, so we got to get that up to par. We're waiting on a soil sample to come back, and then I can explain to you maybe what we put down and what we've done. Now Cole will post the video of us preparing this yesterday, and so just to give you a little understanding of what we're doing here, we're going to run a small garden plot this year. It's going to be 50 by 100, and it's going to be 25 50-foot beds, 30 inches wide, and it'll be basically from this spot. And what we did, we just did a quick till just to kill some of the weeds and the plants that were growing in here. We're going to put our amendments down, and then we're going to till it again, and we're going to grade it a little bit. We'll get some videos on that. A couple years ago when we plowed all this, we had a neighbor come in. We did some disking, and I don't know if it's just some washing out or whatever, but we have some kind of mounding back in the corner there, and we get some water settling in here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to work on farming this and prepping that back bed. We'll probably run some plastic, and we'll probably run maybe melons, maybe like we'll probably do half melons and maybe half some kind of winter squash or pumpkin or something like that. So it gives us time. We don't have to get that planted until the winter stuff. We don't have to get planted until June. So that will give us a little time to prepare for that. But we're gonna till that up and we're gonna grade it. We don't really want to till. We're gonna do a very shallow tilling because we're implementing a method called like a no-dig system, where we're using broad forks and to open up the soil to have a really deep aeration of the soil, but not disturbing it. So we're trying to build soil. That's what the most important thing that we're trying to accomplish is a really thriving, heavy, what's the word? Microbacterial life in the soil. So we want that really alive. A lot of earthworms and a lot of the optimum nutrition, and then our plants just do really well, and you don't have the bug pressure and disease pressure that you would normally face. So we want to keep that disturbance to a minimum. We have to do some of that to, you know, get it up and running, because we haven't done anything with it this last year.